There's a wheel that we walk around. The Senecas, their medicine wheel believes that it starts in the east and it has an age, 0 to 12 years old. And then you go to the south and then it's 12 to 26. And from the south you go to the west and it's 26 to 38. And the west to the north and you are now an elder. It's a wheel of growth. Everything grows. Everything, it's easy to put this growth into a wheel. Well, it's the same thing with the circle. In the east, you have the initiator. The east is where the sun comes up, and it's the starting of a new day, the starting of the next day of your life. And in a circle, that's where the fire keeper comes and starts the fire. He initiates that. Everybody can see the light, they feel the heat, and they know something now has been started. But that energy sits in the middle, and it needs to be brought out. So the next circle that there is in the south, and it's the place of the dancers. And the dancers dance around this fire, and they take this energy, and they swirl it with their feet, and swirl it with their hands and their veils, and they bring it out to the next part of the circle, which is the west. It's where the drummers are. And the drummers take this dancing energy that the dancers have taken from the fire, that was given by the fire keeper of the start, and the drummers then put it into their drums, this energy, and give it out to the community. And the community sits in the north. You know, does it really sit in the north? Do the drummers really sit in the west? Do the dancers really sit in the, well, maybe not. But everybody has to sit someplace. And we're such anal beings that we have to have a purpose with everything. And that's okay, as long as the purpose is for the all. And the drum circle, or the circle, is truly for the all. And so there's what I would consider the 4 parts. And for me to be complete, I need to walk the entire circle. So when people see me come into the circle, they'll usually see me go up to the fire keeper and say, "Thank you for building such a wonderful fire." And then I'll say to him, "Would you mind terribly if I took a tiny little piece of wood and put it in the fire? Because I want to take a journey. I want to make that journey complete." And they'll always say yes. And so I'll dance around the fire and put that piece of wood in the fire, and now I've started my first journey. I've added. And then I dance around that fire, and I go up to the drummers, and I give the fire's energy to the drummer. And then when I'm done, I walk over and I pick up my drum and I sit in my chair, and I take that energy from the fire and I give it to the community. And do I need to go into the north and stand with the community? That's the one nice thing about doing the 3 things. It's the only 3 things I have to do, because I'm always part of the community. So I have traveled that wheel. And in doing that, I've become part of the all and part of the magician. I call it magician. I like that word. I made that up. Magic and medicine. That's who I am, a mixture. So that's that wheel. It's all about honoring, respecting, and giving gratitude to all 4 parts, so that I can be whole. So that if you only walk part of the wheel, as it goes around, it bumps. And it doesn't go smooth around. And would you rather hear just this simple bump, or would you rather hear their whole revolution? You get someplace with a full revolution. You don't get very far with a flat wheel. Don't feel that you're not a drummer. If you say to yourself, "Gee, okay, well, I'm a beginner drummer. I've been drumming for 15 years. I'm a beginner drummer. I'm a novice. Will I ever get out of that? Not a chance. Not a chance. How many lifetimes will it take? Don't know, don't care. It's not part of my desire to know that. If you have an ego and it gets in the way, try and feed your ego before you go down, before you grab that drum. And ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is my purpose here? Is it to make sound, or is it to be part of the all? If it's to make sound, then go someplace all by yourself, where no one will hear you, and make all the sounds that you want. If it's part of wanting to be part of the all, well, you could still go someplace to be where no one could hear you and be part of the all, but gee, wouldn't it be fun to be part of the herd, the clan, the tribe? Don't say that you can't. People that say that they can't won't. And probably the biggest thing, don't try and learn to play the drum. Allow the drum to teach you. The drum is much older than you. It encompasses many more things than you. And it will teach you because it wants to be played. It really does. As funny as that sounds, it wants to be played. And so let it become your teacher. Don't try and teach it. It doesn't work that way. I've always had a problem with healers. I always ask the question to a healer, how do you know that you're not interfering in a person's lesson when you're healing? How do you know that, there's a little story about a man that's walking along the road and he finds a cocoon, and he takes a cocoon home because it looks cool, and he wanted to have the experience of watching this cocoon open. And then one day he saw this creature trying to get out of the cocoon, but it was having a lot of problem doing it. So what he did was he took a pair of scissors and he cut the cocoon open so that the creature could come out. And the creature came out, and 30 minutes later the creature died. And he was like really bummed. Wow, why did that happen? Well, it happened because he interfered in a process and a lesson of a creature that should have happened. That's not the case with the drum. Remember I said that the drum's energy is multi-directional. It'll go where it is most needed. And I like that a lot. It takes away a lot of responsibility of a healer. And I've seen it heal so much. So much. Ask any person in the mountains of Peru, in these little villages, the flatlands of Mexico, the villages of Africa, when everything else fails, even if they were to go ahead and take the journey to the shining, the thing that soothes them the most are the sounds of the drum coming from the villages. Because that was the first sound that they heard, and it'll be the last sound they heard. Just before they go shining. Even if it's just the sound of their own heartbeat. That's how important the drum is. To me! Maybe not to anyone.